Hi, I'm Deannie Laux. I am a fitness professional and a certified health coach. I've been in the health and fitness industry over 20 years. I'm also a mom of 2, and this is our discussion on ways for you to live healthy and fit if you need to go gluten-free. Now, I have a first video where I talk to you a little bit more about my journey, a little bit about my story, not too much, but I shared with you some things about my kids, with my youngest having Crohn's disease, my oldest having a bunch of food allergies, I myself being someone that has autoimmune disease, and I want to help you to live healthy and feel you have energy, lose the weight that you want to lose, especially if you're dealing with different things with hormones and you just want to feel confident and sexy again. So we're going to talk today about how you can start to implement living gluten-free. So go back to the first video if you need to, because I really talked to you about the differences between having celiac disease and being gluten sensitive. And it's really important to make sure that you test first so that you know for sure before you move forward. So go back, watch that video, and connect with your doctor, and then move forward from there. So I want to share with you more ways on living gluten-free and how you can do this. Basically, you want to keep it simple, right? I was talking in the last video about don't get all wrapped up in the marketing of the processed foods that say they're gluten-free, unless maybe it's a one-time treat here or there, because most of the time they're going to be loaded with a lot of other things that are in there, and that's not necessarily really healthy for us. So keep it very easy and simple. Our whole foods are really pretty much naturally gluten-free, right? You're not going to buy an apple and it's going to say gluten-free. We know that that is naturally gluten-free. So our naturally gluten-free foods are things like our fruits, our vegetables, nuts, seeds. I love seeds. Beans, most dairy, eggs, fish, poultry, meat, a lot of herbs, and rice, wild rice, things like that. And you want to get into reading labels. So when you're looking at labels, you want to make sure that it's clearly labeled for the food in the US. And it might say, wheat. And that's what you're going to see, because that's what's really clearly labeled for food in the US. So wheat is going to be on there. You will for sure know I need to avoid wheat to be gluten-free. Barley is found on some other words on labels. You might see something that says malt, malt flavoring. What are some others? You might see malt vinegar, beer. Beer's a big one, and brewer's yeast. So a lot of times people don't realize that the beer that they're drinking on the weekend is causing a lot of their flare-ups. So you really just want to start to pay attention to that. So let's talk again about avoiding wheat, spelt, rye, barley. Oats are generally avoided because they might have the being processed in the same mill with other grains that contain gluten. But I know I use gluten-free oats and I'm fine with that. So each person needs to make that decision with how they feel after eliminating and what they add back in. Modified food starch, barley enzymes. This is found in a lot of breakfast cereals, so you need to be careful of that. Soy sauce, who knew? Distilled vinegar, malt vinegars, things like that. You wanna be careful of that. Tips to avoiding different things, contaminations, cross-contaminations. I've had to deal with that for over 16 years now with other food allergies in regards to my oldest son, is things like eggs and milk and nuts and shellfish and stuff like that. So you kind of want to think about the same thing as far as making sure that you're cleaning the area, cleaning out your drawers, because those little crumbs and stuff like that will get everywhere, and you know, a little bit can cause a flare-up and make you not feel so good. So things like having different cutting boards, different toaster, things like that, especially if one person in your house is going to still have gluten and the other person is not, that's something to think about. I really think it's easier and much healthier for everybody to go gluten-free for a while, and maybe that one person that doesn't have a sensitivity lives just fine, enjoys their spelt bread and things like that, because that's traditionally healthier than a flour bread. Maybe they will have that out of the house or their little separate area where they prepare that and get that ready. Some of us might only be wheat specific sensitive. So in this case, you might still be able to enjoy things like a spelt bread and occasionally a rye bread, things like that. So it really just depends, again, on what you're dealing with. So if I know I'm helping somebody that is specifically looking to really heal their gut and improve the autoimmune disease and the things that they're struggling with, I probably would recommend that they still stay away from overall gluten. Somebody else that has been through the testing and specifically knows that it's only wheat that bothers them and they're not dealing with all of those other things might enjoy something in regards to, you know, barley flour instead of wheat flour for cooking, or rye instead of wheat. So there are the options that are out there when you're looking for different ways to help you with things that you want to prepare for cooking. And a lot of times people will use oats. I prefer the gluten-free. Rice is another one. There's like the rice flours, the oat flours, tapioca, cornmeals, and things like that. I really just put out there to make sure that when you are getting your food, that you're specifically looking for non-GMO, so you know your food is not genetically modified, and there's a lot of organic options that are really good for you to choose as well if you are wanting to make your own bread at home, or desserts if you have an upcoming party or something like that that you want to do. I hope this helps you on learning how you can start to live gluten-free and add that in, and understand that it's really not about having to go out and buy a lot of highly expensive gluten-free products that are out there. In the private groups that I run, I will be sharing with a lot of my clients recipes and different ways you can make flour to help you and also help your family to live more gluten-free. These are a great way for you to start making breads, making pancakes, different things that you want to incorporate into your meal plans. I want to be able to connect with you and serve you and help you with more information. And honestly, for me, going gluten-free has really improved my migraines and has really improved my digestion, my psoriasis, which I deal with. I know when I have gluten, I'm itchy. It flares up my psoriasis in the spots where I have it, and I feel the pain in my gut. And then I have to go into healing mode and add more things in. So maybe you have more questions for me and different things that I can help you with. So I would love it for you to comment below and also pass this around and share it with those that need this information. And I hope to hear from you soon. Remember to follow me on Facebook and connect with me there, facebook.com/Danielle R. Laux. Thanks, have a great day.